For the past few months, I've been working on some new dishes.
This is my Japanese heimi.
I want to serve them at my new dining concept, Playground.
During night time, the whole playground will turn into a beer garden. This is not my first F&B venture, but this is probably the most challenging one. We had to delay our launch for several months due to the pandemic. A lot of my friends, my family members asking, why are you doing this during COVID-19? One very major problem just happened. Very upset right now. I'm Ben Yeo, and this is Dish Upon a Star. Okay, welcome to my playground. Playground is a speak-easy canteen concept. During daytime, we will have like stores selling all the usual stuff for the workers around here. But during nighttime, the whole playground will turn into a beer garden. Over here, there's the Kallang River. This is one of the biggest reasons why I choose to take a stall here. Why is this place called a playground? Actually, it's inspired from my childhood. My grandma's place is in Johor. So when I'm young, I get to travel to Malaysia and spend one whole month and enjoy the nature, the kampong living. And this is a place that I find is like a small kampong to me. So I really like the vibe about here. And this is why I choose this place as my playground. Now in 2 weeks' time, we will have our official opening. At first, my partners and I planned to open Playground in June. But because of the COVID-19 and the dine-in restrictions, we had to cancel our plans. It was really tough decision to make because we need to reschedule all our renovation work. 之前已经 delay 差不多3个月了，
很久了，
係咯，
等真的很久。
如果我们再不开损失惨重。A lot of my friends, my family members asking, why are you doing this during COVID-19? Opening my business during the COVID-19 period definitely is a challenge. But why we start up this playground? Because now everyone cannot travel. So we wanted to create another place for everyone to come here to chill out. Playground is made out of a few stores, just like a canteen. My own store is SG Umami. It is inspired by Japanese izakayas. When we finally open, it will serve Japanese, Western, and local fusion food, all created by me. In June, while we were waiting for dining-in restriction to be lifted, I started selling my pizzas via delivery. Okay, someone just actually ordered the SG Umami pizza, our signature pizza. So now I'm going to do it. It's actually a Japanese, Western fusion. It's thin crust, so you won't feel like very jelak when you eat a lot.
My pizzas got the combination of Japanese and Western ingredients, like tomato sauce, mozzarella cheese, bonito flakes, sakura ebi, and Japanese mayo.
I'm very into Japanese culture in terms of fashion, food, the way they do things. They are very perfectionist. At the same time, I'm someone that loves local food and also Western food. So eventually, I just merge everything together.
I really want to make sure I create a unique experience for my diners when we open 2 weeks from now.
So this is the SG Umami signature pizza, ready for delivery. Thank you. See you again. Japanese food is a mainstay of Singapore's F&B scene. The first sushi restaurant opened here in 1978, same age as me. The popularity of Japanese cuisine led to a boom in offerings from ramen store to tempura stores. But with SG Umami, there is one Japanese dining concept I am most interested in, the izakayas.
There are 2 Japanese words in izakaya, iru, meaning to stay, and sakaya, meaning sake shop. They are so popular in Singapore that they can be found in HDB estates. And there's even a halal izakaya, where no alcohol is served. With SG Umami 2 weeks from opening, I want to learn as much about izakaya culture as I can. Okay, now I'm going to meet my friend. Her father actually owned one of the oldest izakaya in Singapore. Let's go.
My parents actually started this business in 1987, so yeah, we turned 34 this year.
1987, I was like P4.
I wasn't even born yet.
So your father is a chef?
My dad actually came from Japan, so he actually worked at Izakaya in Japan for 2 years. And then he came to Singapore to help his Japanese friend and another izakaya. That's where he met my mom. And then they decided to try out to have their own izakaya, and that's how Nijumaru started.
Now that Yumi's father is semi-retired, the head chef, Oyama-san, prepares some izakaya staples for us.
Oh, the food is here.
Oh, yay!
Okay, 谢谢你. Wow.
Yeah, so generally in izakaya, we will actually have like small bites. It's called otoshi, which is something like that. Usually it comes one by one lah. This is our yakimono, which is grilled food.
Okay.
This is skewers. Generally, you will find it in izakayas. In the past, there really wasn't any food involved in izakaya. It was just a drinking bar. People would just go and have a drink in front of the stalls and then chit-chat with the owners. But as time goes by, they added food into the menu, and then that's how izakaya started.
Wow, so it started off as drink stall.
Yeah, drink stall. They add the food in, then people can stay there longer.
Yeah. Umami.
So if you can see, there really isn't much marinade that goes into each of the meat.
Right.
So it's usually shio, which is salted, or else after barbecuing, he will dip it in the tare sauce, the teriyaki sauce. But generally, the rest of the other meats is just barbecuing and then salted. So the taste is a bit more natural. So the taste cannot be too overwhelming because yeah, when you're pairing it with your alcohol, it's like the taste should be complementary.
Pairing.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So why izakaya is so popular that not only in Japan, it went out to the world?
It's actually for people to go and relax after a long day work, and then the food is cheap and you get to talk with your friends or your bosses. And the atmosphere is very lively and very casual, so it's use lah.
Hey, that's a very good pointer for me. But there's so much more to do before we can open. Most importantly, the menu. I like to do fusion stuff because I'm a very playful person. Whenever I'm not acting, I cook. And in this past year, I've been cooking a lot more at home. When I was younger, I like to sneak into the kitchen and see how my mom cook. I'll be very curious. I will just stand next to her and just peep and see what is she doing. So since then, I know that I like cooking. Being a celebrity that can cook, because I'm not a celebrity chef, definitely there's a lot of pressure on me. Definitely I was being judged by some people because they always see me as a host or an actor. They will start to like, are you sure or not? You can cook, or you just wayang. 这就是我为你们准备的日式培根炸酱面。So does it make my cooking fun still? To me, I think it is still, because other than the bad remarks, there's a lot of very good feedback that I got. Nice. Right now, I'm working on the menu for the official launch of SG Umami. Over the past 5 months, I have been experimenting with different dishes and flavors. Okay, today I'm going to do the R&D for my Japanese heimi, which is the Japanese ramen fusion with our local prawn noodle. How did this dish came about? Actually, everything started at home. I actually play with all the ingredients that I imagining how a prawn mee is supposed to be. After that, I started to add some Japanese ingredient to it. I like to do fusion stuff because I'm a very playful person. I like to play with ingredients, I like to play with cuisine, I like to play with cooking technique. I love everything about Singapore. I love especially local food, all our hawker foods. At the same time, I'm very into Japanese culture. So why not just take two good things and mix together and become one? This is my Japanese heimi. Well, I love fusion food it does have its fair share of critics. Some people think fusion destroys the essence of original cuisine.
So, I have come to a store that is serving a merger of Japanese taste with local hawker fare. I want to meet the owner, Naoji Kuribara, to get his take on the topic.
And I have invited my friend, Japanese YouTuber Ghib Ojisan, to come with me. Hey, Ghib.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you. I'm
Nice
good.
to
I'm
meet
good.
you. Have you tried this?
Not yet.
Ben invited me to come down here because he has watched my recent YouTube video about Naoji-san's Japanese fusion Mee Pok. It's a Japanese-style Mee Pok made by a Japanese uncle.
Okay.
All right.
Can't wait to try. Wow. Umami.
Umami. I would say the broth is like very miso ramen. But some of the ingredients are Mee Pok.
Like the pork slice, the meatball.
Correct.
This is all very local.
Yes.
And the noodle is also very local.
Yes.
Wow, this is no standard Mee Pok. Added to its usual Singapore blend of chili, blood and vinegar, is a Japanese sauce called tare. You can choose between miso or shoyu. Added to the fusion dish is the roast pork, or char siu you normally find in ramen dishes.
This is easier to eat for us Japanese, a fusion Mee Pok like this, because the normal Mee Pok, I know some Japanese who don't like that. It's just too porky. Naoji's Mee Pok is very Japanese, it's very ramen-like, so it really suits our palate.
The meaning of fusion is to create 2 different or even 3 different cuisine together and make it nice. But if it's not nice, it will become confusion. You get what I mean? Naoji-san, why do you create the Japanese Mee Pok?
ローカルのミーポが好きで、その味変でちょっと考えました。
He made it kind of sweet, and he feels like that really matches the Singaporean palate.
How do you feel when people think that doing fusion food is like stealing from other cuisine?
He thinks ultimately what's important is that it's delicious.
Totally agreed. I just want to get the best of both worlds.
Personally, I think the response is good because it's something new, right? Something that didn't exist. And from my experience, Singaporeans love something new. And of course, they have to be delicious, right?
To me, as a person who loves to cook, as a chef, we always get idea from interaction with other chefs. So this is how we get our inspiration from. Ghib, thank you so much.
I'm really happy of what Naoji-san is doing, right? He's connecting the Japanese and Singaporeans through his fusion food. So I'm looking forward to yours too.
Yes, please. Please come on my launch.
All right.
But my opening may not go as smoothly as planned.
不可以这样啦，我的 customer 很多都在问呢。I'm very upset right now, and this actually affected me very much. Another 5 more days to the launch of my playground, so I have one more task to go, which is learn more about sake food pairing. And I'm going to meet this sake expert. Hi, Joshua.
Hey, hi Ben, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I heard you are the sake expert.
Yeah, I won the 2018 Sake Sommelier of the Year.
Joshua is the only Singaporean to have won the annual competition that pitted sake experts against each other, testing them on their sake knowledge and palate. In 2018, he took the top spot after defeating 80 competitors from all over the world, which to me is amazing. Okay, the food is here.
Wow, I'm hungry.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
So let me know more about sake food pairing and
Sure.
why you are so into izakaya culture.
So, izakayas are in small lanes, very cramped lanes, that you will never go during daytime. But nighttime, it's so lighted up. And it's so beautiful because you have the smell, the noises, you feel like you are in another world. It's like a stress reliever,
Right, right.
I have friends who were they started in a new company. The boss will bring them to izakaya as a form of like an initiation ceremony. Sit down, get to know each other. It's like a bonding.
Wow,
Yeah, it's
that's very cool.
And at these bonding sessions, the drink of choice is sake.
Sake, or wine, made from fermented rice with origins in Japan, is one of the world's most complex beverages. It can be dry or sweet, fruity or filled with umami flavor. and served warm or chilled.
And pairing them with the right food is key.
I like to start with mushroom. When you grill it, the umami is released.
Right.
So you need a more earthy, traditional style of sake to have it. This one, you should pair with a very dry style of sake. Don't feel sweet, but it's dry.
Wow. So other than dry?
Oh, you have fruity style sake. There you got a lot of melon flavors, you know. Some sakes have pineapple notes, you know. The yeast, when they ferment, it gives you this kind of aroma.
So which type of food should go with?
This pufferfish and mayonnaise.
Why is it so?
You see, what happens is that the fruitiness of the sake is able to assimilate well with the fishiness. That's called harmonizing a dish. Sake and food are supposed to harmonize each other.
Right.
Not just you force something to pair. Just like what you say, yin and yang. That's my perspective.
Right. So how about prawn, creamy type of food? What kind of sake is good to go with it?
You have a sake, it's like an aged sake.
Okay.
A bit of earthy aged sake. Because of the barbecue, you know, the charcoal feeling.
Right, the
Smokiness.
smokiness, right?
When you have the aged sake, the seafood becomes sweeter.
So good. After hearing so much from Joshua, I learned more about sake, and I believe if I'm going to sell sake at my SG Umami, now I can know what to pair and what to introduce to my guests. This is it. Today is the day of our playground official opening. I'm very excited, but at the same time, I'm also very worried. I'm worried about the weather because it's been raining for the past few days.
But just then, I got some news that rained on my parade.
Hello， 我的那个 brawler 哦，不是说好今天拿来咩？啊？不可以这样啦，我的 customer 很多都在问呢。There's one very major problem just happened. The carpenter just told me that they cannot make my inner pot on time. I'm very upset right now because I can't sell my Japanese hemi today. And this actually affected me very much. Okay guys, as we all know, today we cannot launch our hemi. Never mind, all our izakaya stuff is ready, right? Okay, so we have fries, we have our tatami, we have our, what else? Japanese lala. So everybody know what you all have to do, right? Okay, huh? Yes. All right, good day. It's really a very tough job in kitchen. My full-time job is an actor, a host. This is like another full-time job I just started. I'm also a son, a father of two, a husband. So how do I cope with all my timing? You will spend lesser time with your family. But I'm very glad that my family members are very understanding. Most importantly, people appreciate what you do. That is the satisfaction in the whole F&B journey. One more hour to our official launch. Pretty excited, and hopefully there will be more people coming down later. I don't expect there will be like a lot of people, but I just hope that maybe half few. Yeah, I'm happy enough. The time is 7 p.m. and as you can see, there are people coming in. My friends, my partner's friends, customers. I think I'm very blessed because the weather is really great and I never expect there will be so many people that come down here to support.
We're gonna try his fusion pizza. At first, I was thinking it might taste weird because the ingredients are super unusual, right? You know, he puts like bonito flake, sakura ebi, like mentaiko mayonnaise, but interestingly, it merges really well with Western food, Japanese food. Impressive. Now I want to try your izakaya menu.
Right. Now I do sake lala. How about
Sake
that?
lala, okay.
Okay?
Sounds cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Super smooth.
So I'm using the more local Southeast Asia kind of clam. Singaporean and Japanese both like clams very much. So this is the reason I'm adding this dish into my izakaya bites. Okay. Good. The sake lala is done. Some spring onion. This is for you.
Thank you, Ben. Wow.
Yeah.
This reminds me of my home country. This is super authentic. We call it the takamushi. Itadakimasu.
Yeah, itadakimasu. Is it okay?
Wow. You taste sake, the alcohol, you taste the garlic, you taste the chicken broth. It's super nice, great with beer, sake.
Hey,
Ben,
Joshua.
nice to see you.
Good to
I
see
heard so
you.
much about your umami pizza.
Yes, I should do one for you.
Give me a good umami punch.
A punch. Hearing from the experts about izakayas, we actually created something different from the authentic izakayas. I should say we created a very local kampong izakaya scene for our customers. Yeah, so far the feedback was good. Bon appetit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy your pizza.
Thank you. Ben's place reminds me of a very small, homely kind of izakaya in a suburb of Tokyo or in Fukuoka and all this, away from the bustling lights and, So you feel there's a lot of love in this food.
I'm very happy with the launch today because I get to see a lot of people come here and they are enjoying themselves. I actually learned a lot, especially at this very challenging period of time due to COVID-19. I learned how to manage my own emotion during the uncertainty, like the first HA, the second HA. What happened next in the future? Nobody can tell, but I think I learned to be more grateful because of this whole F&B journey.